Hey guys, how's it going? OPB here. Coming at you with a quick video. This is going to be a continuation of a video that I've made before. Well, not so much. Okay. Logic in approaching people on why they should start prepping. Okay, it's something that I think that we all struggle with. How to approach your loved ones you care about, your significant other, on why prepping is a good idea, right? Which for us, if you're watching this channel, hopefully by now you know is a no-brainer. So the way I try to do it, and the way I have done it with my spouse, she's not all that intrigued by the whole doom and gloom thing. But her growing up where she did kind of gave me an ace in the bag. And where she grew up, she had a massive tornado here in Ontario a few years ago. Pretty much destroyed a lot of where she grew up. So I kind of have that ace in the bag where she has real world experience with natural disaster. So I use that. I'm like, listen, should that happen again and it be worse, maybe a string of events on top of that, or a really bad winter storm like we always get on top of having a tornado, and then whatever, right? Things happen. She's like, yeah, you got a good point. We were without power for a long time. So yes, you spending that money on the generator and the solar system and the wind turbine. Yes, that's a good idea. You know what I mean? Kind of gets them on board with that. I kind of slid in the whole, where I grew up, I always used to have chickens, and we had a pig every year. I don't have a pig now, but I want one. They're great for getting rid of garbage, if nothing else. All right. I don't consume it, but anyways, fish pond. You know, it's fun for the kids, right? Things like that. Gardening. Gardening is, my great grandmother had a saying: gardening is two things. It's good for your belly and it's good for your soul. Very, very true, right? Good for your belly and good for your soul. It's good. It's therapeutic, I find. Working in a garden kind of clears your mind. On top of, by you going and doing that, you're growing your own food and taking care of yourself, right? You're not really dependent on very much. So things like that, right? Maybe you start off with like a small herb garden, right? Kind of get her going or get him going into things like that. Honestly, what I started off with was a herb garden. And I kind of like, I wonder what if there's any like medicine that these can be used for, right? So I started edging into that, and then she brought up, it was like, oh man, this stuff's getting pretty expensive. I wonder if we could grow it ourselves. Bam, you're caught. That's it. Now the ball is in your field. Don't push. Let them discover it themselves, right? Let them open their minds to it themselves. Let them gain interest in it, right? That's what you want. You just want to plant that seed. Speaking of gardening, you just want to plant that seed and let it grow, right? Let them discover things. Let them advance, right? When they have questions, if you're knowledgeable in it, answer those questions. If you're not knowledgeable in it, learn together. That way it's a bonding experience as well, right? You're bettering yourself hundreds of ways, both physically, mentally, emotionally. You're gaining, you're building skills together. So you're learning how to work with each other, because a lot of couples, they cannot work with each other. Okay, a lot of marriages fail because of that. Right? That's why they say you should never work with your spouse, but you know what I mean. In that circumstance, you kind of have no choice. So those things you have to be able to do. Now you can join together and build these skills together, or you can kind of just let them go off and do their own thing. Kind of let them specialize in what they're good at, what they have interest in. For some people, it might be the household things. Maybe you're finding alternative ways to make soap or whatever. She's been saying she wants to learn how to make soap, so I'm starting to buy some stuff to help her make her own soap, kind of thing. You know, it's kind of a, I don't want to assign genders to it, but it's kind of like a girly thing, right? She makes, oh, I made this cute pink soap. Cool, keep making more. I don't care. I'll wash myself with pink soap, right? Who cares? Thanks, buddy. Yeah. So things like that. I really don't care if I'm washing myself with pink soap. The fact that she learned how to make soap is the main thing, right? Soap is soap. So things like that. Me, I'm more so functionality, big picture kind of thing. So she's more little details, right? Like, yeah, okay, I can paint a wall, but she's got the detail for it, right? She can do like the fine stuff. Now, I do have an eye for detail with certain things, but I'd rather take a sledgehammer or something than a tack hammer, right? I guess it comes to working on big machinery most of my life. Used tend to be a little bit more brutish with things. I don't really have the ability with my hands, the nerve damage and all that for fine tasks, but I try. I can do it, but it takes forever. Anyways. And another thing too, she, for example, I don't know about your wife, but my wife likes inviting guests over and having things like that. So she doesn't want the property looking run down, right? And from some of the YouTube channels that I've watched, not really many of the big ones, they look homesteady, which is amazing. I like that look, because it is a homestead. But you'll see some channels where you can tell they're just downright run down, right? You bite off more than you can chew, and things start to get dilapidated and all that. Obviously, she doesn't want things looking like that. Okay, happy wife, happy life. Now, if I can make it so that there's not things that are run down, I will. So storing things, okay, sheds. Everything I have, it has to be in a shed. She doesn't want anything outside cluttered, right? So I've got a shed for fuel storage. I've like gas and diesel. I have a shed for consumable stuff for vehicles, like parts, oils, filters. That's basically all that's in there. I have a shed for, like, you know what I mean? Like propane. I got a shed for batteries and stuff like that. Medical shed. I'm working on that. Trying to build a shed that's big enough that I can turn into a field hospital kind of thing. But it not look like a field hospital, so the wife's not like, what the hell are you building the hospital for? You know what I mean? She's not really into, as I said before, into the doom and gloom thing. She's like practicality wise, like, oh look, this is nice and cute, but little does she know in the background, I'm like, yeah, don't worry. When the zombie hordes come, I got you covered, kind of thing. You know, there's not gonna be zombies, don't worry. Okay, they're not gonna eat your kids and attack your dog, as some channels that are here in Canada like to make you think. But anyways, sorry guys, driving the wife's car, I'm not used to these controls. Yeah, so that's just how to kind of get them on board. Part 1 anyways. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Link down below to the GoFundMe for the channel. You can leave a donation for the channel there. It's greatly appreciated if you leave a donation. I will try to mention you in a video. If it gets too much to do verbally, I will leave a slide at the end of names. If you want me to give somebody a shout out, give a channel a shout out, whatever, you can do that by leaving a donation. And you can message me on Instagram at OPB_survival. You can find me there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. OPB out.